All right, today I'm going to be attempting to make grounding shoes using my flip-flops right here. So I have some flip-flops and I'm going to make them so I can be grounded. Right here is some older pair of flip-flops that I have right here, worn down a little bit, that I'm going to be using. The tools that I'm going to be using are cutting pliers, a utility knife, I have a drill with a small drill bit in there. I have copper tape, and I also have a copper rivet kit right here, which I'm going to be using to do the grounding. So I have my old flip-flop, and what I'm going to be doing is, the first thing that I want to do is see where the weight is that when I walk. Sometimes people walk on the inside of their feet. Some people walk on the outside of the feet. Some people actually have a lot of weight on the middle of their foot. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm going to do it on a part of the foot, which I know it's how I walk, where I put the least amount of weight on, but an area that always stays in contact. And so that's going to be about this area right here. I'm walking on the outside of my feet. I'm not going to do it on the heel because I put a lot of weight on that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when I put the rivet in, you're going to get some compression on the foot. Now, the rivet, I'm going to put it in pretty tightly, but I don't want the rivet to actually come up to where it's affecting my foot, where I can actually feel the rivet pressing into my skin. So I'm going to go with the inside of the shoe right here. That's where I put the least amount of weight, but this part of the foot always stays in contact. Now that I've established that, how I'm going to put the rivet in, I'm going to actually put the rivet probably right here. I'm going to go through that instead of on the actual surface. I'm going to go in between the padding right here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to have the rivet touching the ground. That's how I'm going to stay grounded. But I don't want so much pressure when I do put more weight on this side of my foot to actually push the rivet up, affecting me and affecting the rivet to where it actually pushes up against my skin. So I'm going to drill a hole right here, and I'm going to get started with that. Have my rivets over here ready. I'm going to get the appropriate size rivet after I drill a hole in this. Now, I have different rivets depending on how thick or thin your shoe is. You can decide which rivet to go in there. Now, one thing about the rivets, it has a flat side, which is good. See that? To get contact. And I'll show you how I put that in after I drill. So I'm going to go ahead and drill. Maybe drill probably like right around here. That's where my foot is, per se. Let's see. I'm going to drill about right here. I think that's always in contact right there. So I'm going to go ahead and drill. I'm going to put that in the right direction. I'm going to drill about right there. And so there is the hole, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the drill, and I'm going to just try to make the hole just slightly larger. Now, I don't want the hole to be too large because I don't want it to be a gap between the rivet and the shoe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and decide which size rivet that I'm going to actually use for this. Go ahead and pull this out. This one is about, now you want it to go all the way through, and then you can cut the rivet down to the appropriate size. So you want to have a little bit of leeway. So because of how thick this is, and also because how I want a lot more surface, I'm going to go with the rivet with the wider top on it right here. Going to go right here. That's the wider top. Has the longest length because of the thickness that I'm using. Now, you can see I'm going to try to put it in, but it is really tight right there. Either you start off with a larger bit, or you can take the smaller bit that you're using and just try to widen the hole. And that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm just going to widen the hole. Just a little bit of water on that side. It's a rubber down there. I'm more concerned about this side right here because the rubber actually has... So I made it somewhat larger. And I'm going to take the rivet and I'm going to try to press it through now. See if it goes through. And the rivet has gone through. There you have it right there. See, the rivet has gone through. And so now that I have the rivet in there, I'm going to take the backing of the, let's see where, I'm going to take the washers, and this is what's going to actually keep the rivet in place. Okay. And when I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and put this into place. Getting closer so you can see this. So I'm going to take the rivet, the washer that goes around here, I'm going to press it down. Now you see it's stuck right here at the top, and that's why you have this tool that comes in the rivet kit right here. See this right here? And basically what this does is you place this down, and then you can either press it, but if it won't work, you can take a hammer. Find my hammer. And hammer it down. Give me 1 second. All right, I don't have a hammer, so I'm using something makeshift, and so I'm using the back of a knife. And I just have my finger on the rivet on the back side right here. And what I'm going to do is just hammer it into place, and you can see that the rivet washer is actually going down. If you want to have these set of pliers, long neck pliers, I'm just going to press it around just to get that washer down as low as I possibly can go. This works, but it would work better had I had a hammer, actual hammer. I'm not sure. Have to go out and get a new hammer. And so I have that in there. Now you notice that it is still poking up right here. And what you'll do is you'll simply push this. So push that to make sure it has room. And so I want it to sit it down flat. So push this right here. I'm going to go ahead and just hammer away at it a little bit more. And if you want extra security on this part right here, you can put another washer on top because eventually this will wear down some, but I'm gonna go ahead, hammer it. It looks like I'm doing the job pretty well with the tools that I have. And see, it has some right there. I'm gonna bend that, and I'm gonna try to press this down a little bit more. All right, so. All right, so it's pressed down. There goes the top right here. Now, you can see that it's sticking up a little bit on this side, so I wanna actually get that part down a little bit more. So let me zoom out a little bit. Gonna go ahead, rocket these pliers. And once you get it low enough, make sure it's flush on that side. You go ahead and take the cutting pliers. I'm first gonna do this. I'm gonna get the back side of it. Down a little bit. And so how this works is when you're walking, the top of this right here is going to touch the ground. So you don't have to cut this too low. It's going to touch the ground and it's going to give you the grounding. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other shoe in the same spot right here. So I have complete connectivity. Looks like that's down in there. All right, so now I have that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this side right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this, and I don't wanna have to cut it too low because what I can do is go on some concrete and just walk around and it'll shave this down. But like right now, if I'm walking inside, it may do a little bit to the floor. But what you can do is take some sanding paper or a sanding iron and sand it down to make it smooth. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to use just the concrete. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to cut it. Taking a little bit of elbow grease on this one. There we go. So I cut it, and you can see there's a little nub right here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go on some concrete and just rub this part of the shoe to smooth it down. I'm not gonna wear this inside because it'll cause a little bit of damage. But there you have it, this part right here. Now I have this copper tape. Now with the copper tape, what I would have done, I didn't do it in this circumstance because this has been worn down too much. I'll put the copper tape, it has adhesive on one side, the other side is not, right around the hole right here, and then put the rivet in. That way I have extended area of where the copper is actually touching my skin, giving me that grounded connection. Now it's important that you do the other foot or the other shoe as well, the same spot where you have complete grounding. So that's my attempt at making a grounded shoe using my flip-flop. Be careful when you do this. You're gonna pretty much taking your own risk while doing it. All the associated risk for making grounded shoe and actually using a grounded shoe. But that's my DIY version of making my shoes grounded. Hope this was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching.